Welcome to Be in Brunswick 2018. I'm your host, President of the Brunswick County Chamber of Commerce, Shannon Vieira. I would like to thank our sponsors, Surf Unlimited and Dane Delane Salon Studios. Today we're doing things a little different. We're going to be in the studio and we're going to interview 3 local businesses, and they're going to give us some really great tips on how to have a great 2018. We're going to have Beth Mincher, who is the partner of Salty and Savvy Lifestyle Company. We're going to have Linda Stinson, also the partner with RLS Focus Solutions. And finally, we're going to have Maria Denny with New York Life. These 3 women are going to give us some great information about what they do, but also they're going to leave you with some takeaways on how you can have a better 2018. So stay tuned for Being Brunswick. Welcome. We have Beth Mincher here with Salty and Savvy Lifestyle Company. Welcome, Beth.
Hi, Shannon. Thanks for having me today.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Talking about health and wellness in 2018. Always in the forefront of everybody's mind at this time of year.
That's true. That is exactly right. So that's how we wanted to start our show off today. So tell us a little bit about Salty and Savvy Lifestyle Company.
Well, Salty and Savvy is actually a brand new concept that was just born recently, kind of stemming off of my original health coach company. So I've been a certified holistic health coach for the past 6 years, basically helping people make positive lifestyle changes. But what I've found throughout the course of those years is that it goes way beyond just food and fitness and some of the big concepts that we normally think about when we think about health and wellness. So it's almost like we have to kind of take a few steps back and help redefine that. So what Salty and Savvy is to me is a little bit of all kinds of elements. I'm a surfer myself, so the salty side comes in on that. And the savvy is just your classy, your more refined and your polished look. But we all have these elements of ourselves that we really have to figure out to determine what our core being of wellness means to us.
All right.
So, like I said, it goes way beyond food and fitness. Those are definitely important, don't get me wrong. But I had a concept in my first health coaching company, which I called Health Begins with Happy. And I truly believe that that is at our foundational core of how we get ourselves to lasting and long-term health and wellness. Now, it's not quite as simple as just to say, go around and just smile and be happy and you're in perfect health. And most people, think that they are consider themselves to be a happy person. But what it comes down to is that we're energetic beings. Everything in life is based around frequency and energy. Thinking about a concept like when you get in your car and you turn the radio on, right? We don't listen to static, right? We tune into a radio station, we dial in a frequency. And we have that frequency in everything in our life.
Okay.
Food has frequency. Every single living thing, we are an energetic being. We're electrical. So when we can learn how to truly harness that and manage that, that can be the first little cornerstone to our health. That sets our mindset, and we can make positive choices, changes, and decisions based on that. And that trickles down to things like your food and your fitness. So what we want to present to people is thinking outside of the box. When you think about how do I become healthy this year, or what goals am I setting, let's scrap the gym plan first. Sorry, everybody. But let's think about who you are as a person. How do you thrive? What's going to really contribute to your success? And make your goals stick and last. Because how many people have been in that situation where you start out January 1st and you have so much momentum and you're really excited about making changes, and then you find that the next couple weeks go by and maybe you've slipped up a little bit, and then all of a sudden you feel like, I don't know where I'm going with that.
I've heard that if you do something repetitively for, I think, 6 weeks, and it becomes a habit. So are these some of the things you're talking about? Is that how it works with your?
That's definitely an important factor. There is something to be said for repetition and developing your routine. It's possible to retrain any element of yourself. So we go to the gym because we train our bodies and our muscles. We can do the same thing, training ourselves for our food choices. We can train our brains, and that's a huge thing. Like I keep saying and repeating, health begins with happy. That concept in your mind that you can wake up in the morning and know how to get that energy going and keep that going throughout the day, because let's face it, life happens, stressful situations come up, and all of a sudden we take on a lot of that negative energy that's coming at us, and that affects our decision making for choices. Maybe it's where we go out to eat for lunch and we think, well, you know, I'm having a bad day. I really need this food item.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah. So it's a collective picture of how this all works together. And what I do as a health coach is just provide some accountability for people. Basically, we all know like good foods, bad foods, what we should be eating. But do we do that? Not necessarily. We really do need to train our minds first so that we can just have that backbone to fall on. And
so
have
kind of give me an
base.
example of what that would look like if you were having a coaching session with someone. What would you do first?
So most people come in and it's ideally, I want to lose 10 pounds or weight loss focus. So if you are a health coach client, and we come in and we do a little assessment of where you're at, what your current health goals are, and then look at all of the different topics that you need to address. Again, there's going to be a food component, there's going to be a fitness component, but then there are also things like reducing your toxic chemical exposure, body care products, self-care products, the cleaning chemicals that you have in your house, how all that can contribute to health as well.
Okay.
And a little element of style. So how Salty and Savvy works as a lifestyle company is really taking those two words and combining what your life is and the choices and things that you do with a little bit of style. Right? Because we have to put that component in there and realize who we are, what our element is, and how we thrive in that fashion. So it's really a full body, a full mind approach when you're coaching and working with somebody. And we present wellness portfolios, which provides you with your basic customized wellness plan. You're going to get information in there about resources, recipes, style tips. You know, some people maybe just need a makeover. Maybe you need to feel better. Right? I remember my mom telling me as a kid, always put your lipstick on before you go out because you never know who you're going to run into, right? And I always thought that was such a silly concept, but fixing yourself up kind of creates that energetic flow inside you, and it's like you're ready to take on the world that day. You just go out and your whole demeanor can be different if you have that core concept of health begins with happy, and you're literally looking, living, and feeling better. That's our whole goal with Salty and Savvy. Look, live, and feel.
I've watched you grow in your business because you've been around at the Chamber for a long time, and I'm just excited to see you progress in your profession, and I think that's exciting. Leave us with a few tips for 2018. If you could give us
takeaways. Everybody wants some takeaways.
Yes.
I wish there was one overall just
give us three.
Great tip for health and wellness, but I think backing up a little bit to goals, right? I think goals, and this is borrowed from John Acuff, wonderful author, reading the book Finish. So he says that perfectionism kills our goals, and I think everyone needs to think about that. We start out and we set goals and we try to make them too perfect, or we overestimate what we can do and we underestimate the amount of time that it takes to do it.
Capacity, we talk about that a lot at the Chamber.
Capacity, yes. So basically, if you want to set yourself up for success in terms of goal setting, what you really need to think about is making things more fun. It's got to be fun to get it done, and just embracing imperfection more in your life. I think that we really need to cut ourselves a little bit more slack. We need to, first of all, accept where we're at currently so that we can work forward and move forward. Cutting your goals in half, giving yourself a little more time, and then really looking at the other elements of health and wellness. A huge proponent of getting rid of toxic chemicals. I don't think that people realize how that impacts. So,
thank you so much,
nutshell.
Beth. Thank you. I know it's a lot of information to get in a short amount of time, but I hope people can look for Salty Savvy Lifestyle Company, and we'll put up your information so people can find your information.
We're launching our new website right now at bethmincher.com is where my main info is. But thank you so much.
Thank you, and have a great and happy 2018.
Happy 2018. Let's all enjoy life more and have some more fun.
That's right.
The students before this program didn't understand what journalism or responsible journalism was and how important it is to society right now. And being in this class and being partnered with major names like ATMC and PBS and UNC-TV, they understand that what they're doing is so critical and so important, really to ensuring that responsible journalism. And they've gotten to this place now where not only do they see the importance in it, but they want to do their very, very best. This is a STEM-based reporting labs for PBS and UNC-TV out of Chapel Hill. So these students are not only, working towards their future careers, but they're already working with major news organizations, major journalism organizations, and every year we're adding to that and making sure that these students know that they have these opportunities for scholarships, for college, and for career advancement as soon as they graduate out of these classes. The grant that I applied for was specifically for lighting equipment. We didn't have any lighting at the time, so the students were having to work with a lot of natural light and creating light with different shades. So now we actually have professional grade lighting in our soon-to-be studio. ATMC is such a huge benefit to this community. I know myself and several other teachers that have applied for grants and received grants and funding from them, and it means so much because it's a co-op, so they're really for the community, they're providing back to their community, and it's just, to me, it shows how great it is to be down here in Brunswick County and to be linked up with someone like ATMC. We just really appreciate having them donate and really see our vision and try to help bring that to light in the classroom.
I have Linda Stinson here, partner of RLS Focus Solutions. Linda, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
Happy 2018 to you too.
2018, yes, I know. It snuck up on us. 2017 disappeared rather quickly.
So tell us a little bit about RLS Focus Solutions. What is your business? What do you do?
RLS Focus Solutions is a business coaching firm. I am in it with my partner in both business and life, Bob Stinson. And we have been running our practice for about 15 years now,
oh, wow.
which has also flown by. We focus on helping individuals and organizations achieve the level of success that they desire. And we do that by partnering with them. We don't go into a situation with all the answers, but we help our clients find out what is the right answer for them. We do that through a discovery process to find out exactly what their challenges are, and we help them to develop their vision for their future and address their challenges and put a plan together to achieve their goals. And I know what we're talking about today is goal setting.
That's right.
So that's really the focus of our practice, is helping people set goals and, more importantly, achieving those goals.
So Linda, who are some of the clients that you work with in your business?
We have a varied list of clients. A lot of them are sole proprietors, or they have a few employees. We have landscapers, we have web developers, we have insurance people, we have carpet cleaning people. That's kind of one side of it. On the other side of it, our other focus is not the nonprofit world, which needs help more than sometimes the for-profit world,
right.
because they can't necessarily increase their revenue easily. So we will help them in their planning process, and we've done strategic plans with several nonprofits, both in this area and in Wilmington and in Greenville, North Carolina, and Asheville. So our scope is fairly broad. We say that we basically serve southeastern North Carolina and northeastern South Carolina.
And I know you guys facilitate, I know you facilitated at the Chamber several of our strategic plans, also workshops and things. Do you do things like that as well for
We
people?
do. Our practice is varied, and again, it mostly depends on what we determine our clients' needs are. As I said, we go through a rather long discovery process, and that we could do something as simple as a seminar or a workshop which focuses on one particular subject. We can work with individuals in the company to help them be better at what they do. We're currently working with a client on team leadership, which is a small company, but they're trying to develop several of their employees to take more of a leadership position within the company. So we do that. So seminars and workshops focus on one subject. Strategic planning, which is a big word that small businesses kind of go, well, I'm a small business.
Yeah.
But it is business planning, which everyone really needs. It helps keep them focused.
And everything you do, from what I understand, is very individualized. So you might have some standard practices that are cover anyone, but you listen and you kind of talk through what their individual needs might be.
We do very much. We don't have an off-the-shelf program that we give to our clients. As I said, long discovery process, but we determine what their needs are, and then we develop, from the materials that we have in our toolbox, we develop a program that best suits their needs and help them accomplish what they're trying to accomplish.
What's the most unique thing you've ever done as far as planning and helping? Anything stand out?
It's very interesting because sometimes people will say to us, well, you don't understand my business. I certainly am not a landscaper or a window washer, although I have. And my answer is always, we don't have to understand your business. You need to understand your business. We help you with the concepts and help you put them into practice to help you achieve success. So you need to understand the nuts and bolts of your business, but we kind of help, and we are the objective observers of your business, which is also very important.
Right.
It's very advantageous to have someone from the outside come in and look at your business, because you as a business owner are in the trenches day to day trying to get the day-to-day stuff done. So we come at it from a little bit different perspective.
So what are some tips you would give us for 2018 to help us with better business and personal goals?
In as I said, goal setting really is at the basis of our practice, and I will talk in two different ways. From a personal perspective, if you're trying to set goals for yourself, it's very important that they be written, because there is power in the written word. It also is important that you have an accountability partner. Share your goals with someone and they will help keep you on track. From a business point of view, we always refer to SMART goals, which is an acronym, S-M-A-R-T. And it stands for specific. Goals need to be specific. The example I always give is, I want to lose weight. Well, that's not a specific goal, but I want to lose 10 pounds by March is a specific goal. Goals also have to be measurable. You need to be able to know when you've achieved it. You need to know where you are, where you want to be, and if you have gotten there. They need to be achievable. You don't want to set a goal so high that you set yourself up for failure. But they need to be realistically high. You don't want to maintain the status quo. You want to push yourself a little bit. And they also need to be time-based. There needs to be a timeline for when you want to achieve that goal. But also know that goals need to be flexible as you go through the days, weeks, months, whatever that happens to be. Sometimes the environment changes, circumstances change, so you need to be able to take a look at those goals and maybe make slight adjustments. But having the goals really kind of keeps you focused, and I think that's the important part. When we meet with our clients, even after we put a plan together, we have a schedule for meeting with them periodically. It could be once a month, just to say, how are you doing? How are things going with the plan, and what adjustments, if any, do we need to make? So that's kind of the important piece. So, and if I could do one more hint, on the time management side, which everybody struggles with every day of their lives, the one tip whenever I've done workshops is only schedule 80% of your time. If you schedule 100% of your time, you're setting yourself up for failure, because life gets in the way. So the one hint for 2018 is only schedule 80% of your time.
Wonderful. And I want to just put a little plug in for not only the Chamber, but for you, Linda. We're doing a workshop in March that's going to, it's called Put Yourself First. It's our Women in Business Committee, which you're a part of.
Yes.
And you're going to be talking about time management.
I am.
So if
and we'll go a little more extensively into that subject at that time.
And we'll put up the date and time and location for that on the screen. So
Great.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
and happy 2018.
Happy 2018. I'm looking forward to a wonderful year.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think having a Brunswick Community College softball team will benefit all 3 high schools in our county tremendously. We have young ladies here in our community that go on and play at other community colleges. This way they'll be able to stay home, be with their families, be close to home, and also they'll be able to get the Brunswick guarantee money and be on full scholarship. So that's a win-win situation for us, and I think it would be for the young ladies that would come here to play softball at Brunswick Community College. I just think if our student athletes, the ones that we can get from Brunswick County, stay home, and the ones that come in give back to Brunswick County and to our community, then our community will give to the programs that are here to help these kids succeed and become successful and move on and get a college education. And we learned that very quickly with the baseball program and our other programs, that it was really, really important for our student athletes to be in the community and do the right thing. A lot of these young people that come from all over the state of North Carolina and even further away in some instances, they would not even go to school at all if it were not for athletics. We have right at 95% of our student athletes that are sophomores that are here move on to four-year schools and complete their education. We'd like to thank ATMC for giving to our programs, and they've given to our programs in the past and been very supportive here. And you know, without corporate sponsors and people like you guys doing that, we wouldn't be able to survive.
And I have Maria Denny here with New York Life. Maria, welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Glad you could be here to join us and tell us a little bit about New York Life and what you do in your business. Could you tell us about that?
I sure can. I am a financial services professional with New York Life out of the Myrtle Beach office, and I'm licensed in North Carolina and South Carolina.
Okay.
So I handle the Brunswick County and Horry County areas. And I used to live in Brunswick County, so I truly enjoy working with the clients here as well as in Horry County.
So what do you do what service and products do you do for New York Life?
Well, of course, life insurance is our anchor product, but I'm an accountant with 20 plus years experience, so I kind of lean more on the financial side where I help people set up IRAs. I help them with SEP IRAs if you're a small business owner. I work with not just families and individuals, I work with business owners as well. I kind of target the realtors because I used to be a realtor, and I truly enjoy working with them because I know how they feel when it's tax time. Obviously, the holidays, we're shifting from that now to tax time, and so that's what I was doing earlier, actually was talking to some local realtors in the area. But I do a multitude of things. I actually do long-term care. I actually do investments, annuities for individuals and small business owners. And I also do employee benefits for small business owners as well as employee whole life. So I'm trying to get more into the small businesses as well this year. And then I do health, dental, and vision as well for my clients. I've kind of set it myself up as a one-stop shop for my clients. Yeah. And I will have the property and casualty piece this year, so I'm looking forward to having that final piece so I can actually be a true one-stop shop.
And as far as the health care goes, everybody's always, you know, that's a challenge for a lot of people. So how do you help people in that area?
Well, I meet with them and try to find out, you know, what they're looking for. Obviously, it's a little limited because Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the only carrier on the Grand Strand and Brunswick County.
Right.
So, you know, when I first started in 2014 helping with the health insurance, we had a little bit more of a choice. So I basically will help them kind of find the plan that works best for them and, you know, also suit their budget.
Do you work, is there a certain number of employees they have to have in order for you to be able to work with them? Because I know sometimes that's a really hardship with very small 2 or 3 employees.
At least on the North Carolina side, we at least need to have five or more to kind of make it, you know, worthwhile for the employer, because, you know, they're making the employer pay a big chunk of the health insurance.
So how about business investments? You said you did some of that as well. What are some things that you do in that area?
Well, I work with clients on if they have old IRAs they haven't looked at in a while. If they have an old 401k, we have a lot of transients moving from up north to here.
That's right.
And if you no longer have, you're no longer working for that company, it's not in your best interest to leave that 401k with them because they're not looking at that on a regular basis. So I help clients find something that will work for them. And actually, my motto is, have your money work for you, not you work for your money.
That's great.
And I try to help people improve their financial future, make sure they have a retirement plan put in place. And I do a full financial needs analysis
Okay.
For the client if that's what they want. Sometimes I go in and they're looking just specifically for life insurance. And most people don't realize life insurance. We have permanent and we have temporary coverage. Term is for a period of time. Whole life, of course, is a permanent product. I help people with their children for college funding. I just literally kind of do a little bit of everything. Whatever the client asks me, I will try to help them with that. And if I can't do it, I do short-term and long-term disability for clients. It's whatever they're looking for. I've just feel that it's so important. We have such limited time in our own personal lives, so I kind of help them, you know, take care of all of their needs in one place. I meet them at their home. I meet them, you know, at a location, however they feel most comfortable. They can come to my office in Myrtle Beach. So I'm basically just try to, you know, help them in anything that they need. And my business is a relationship building business. It's not a transactional business, which, you know, that's the most important thing to me. And most people are very pleased with that because they don't want someone just coming in and doing something and then disappearing.
So give us a couple of tips for 2018 that people should be thinking about.
Well, tips, of course, you need to have a budget.
Okay.
Everybody needs to work on a budget. And you know, you need to put a plan in place because your time goes by so fast. Trying to save money, you know, I sit down with clients and try to make sure that they're putting something away for their future.
Right.
I also ask people about long-term care events. Do you have a plan in place for that? Most people don't unless they've had a family member actually go through that.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you being on the show today for Being Brunswick, and all of our guests for sharing their 2018 tips. And Maria, thank you so much, and have a great 2018.
And thank you for having me, and I hope you have a happy new year, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Stay connected with your community channel. Like ATMC TV on Facebook today.
I hope you enjoyed January's 2018 Being Brunswick. I hope you learned a little bit about health and wellness and got some great tips from Linda with business coaching and personal goals. And finally, I hope you were able to get some great tips from Maria Denny on your financial future. So join us next month for Being Brunswick.
Basically, it's being used to incorporate the North Carolina math standards into a hands-on activity using the garden for that. They use it for many different ways. Fourth grade math and elementary math in general is kind of the everyday math that adults use. So when we go to plant our crops or harvest our crops, we have to figure out how many crops can we put into a box. So we have to multiply, divide the box, measure it, fraction it out, things like that. They like being outside. So much of their time is spent indoors, spending time using computers and things like that. So they really enjoy coming out and really getting their hands dirty and working out in the yard. And the way that the education system is and the money restrictions financially, we really don't have a lot of extra funds for projects like this. So it's important and really a huge thing that companies like ATMC hand out grants for education and allow teachers to do different projects and really open the eyes of students with things like gardens and other projects that they do.
I really appreciate it. This really has helped me with us growing a lot of things, and next year I'm going to 5th grade, and I hope the 4th graders enjoy the garden.
You guys gave us the opportunity to get a hands-on experience with the garden and doing math while we're learning the garden.